It's the grandson of Right Thought. Welcome to the School of Marvelous Light of the Flock. It's been a few days since I've come to speak to the little flock. And over those couple of days, Abba has been slowly but surely revealing more and more as to what he's doing right now on the earth. And I'll share it with you, little flock, if you want to know. First of all, we've been talking about man's pride is going to be brought to the ground. All of man's pride, all of man's vainglory is going to be brought to the ground. And this must happen, so that the world is ready to face its maker. In the face of Abba, no man can boast. Where is pride in the face of the maker, right? Well, as man's pride is being brought low, that also means his will is being broken. Men have gone along in this world deciding what they are, not realizing that if you claim to be someone or something, it better be in alignment with the will of the Father. In other words, if you claim to be somebody, shouldn't it be who the Maker said that you are? And yet we read these scriptures that say things like, "Who are you, O vain man, to reply against the potter, to reply against his Maker?" Vain man. See, when man decides to do something outside of the will of God, he becomes immediately vain. Doesn't matter what he thinks that he's become. It doesn't matter what other people think that he has become. The truth is that he has become vain. And it is because men have not submitted themselves to the will of God that we have chaos, we have rebellion, we have murdering, we have envying, we have strife, we have contention, we have wars, and all of the things that I'm sure you guys would say, if Abba planted his feet and took a look around here on earth, he probably wouldn't be pleased by the ways of his creations. See, because of man's free will, so that he won't be able to turn and blame God. God's warning to man is that when he becomes vain, he's dead. He's only going to have woe and destruction when he becomes vain. But for some reason, he just doesn't believe it. So Abba allows him to go off into his vain reprobation, you see, so that he can discover the vainness of his thoughts and the vainness of his own desires and his carnal nature, how it doesn't produce anything of value, even though a man think that it does. And no matter how many men actually turn around and look back and say, "Hey guys, I found out that getting this thing you all want so bad is vain and a waste of time," people still clamor and chase after it. Why? Because wide is the path that leads to destruction, and many there be which go therein, in that right, little flock. So if you're a savior of the end days, then it seems that your job or your duty would be to pluck others out of the fire of destruction that is to come in the last days, to save those who are willing to submit themselves to the fact that they need to be saved. And they need to be saved from their own vain will that they've done for themselves. Correct? That's what they're going to cry out to God for. Every man and every woman is going to cry out to the Father because of their own vain will that they've made for their own life. It's like a child. No matter how much you warn a child, no matter how much you instruct them and teach them, sometimes they just got to bump their head and see the fruits of their own labor, to see what they have sown by reaping. You see that there, little flock? Y'all all see that guy that looks all creepy with the sickle in his hand and the hoodie hanging all down with the skeleton underneath and everything? They call him the Reaper. And that's literally a great depiction because that's what everybody thinks about reaping what they've sown. There's no need to have fear about reaping what you've sown if you listen to what the Father's will is. You reap what you sow. If you know that and believe that, then you will sow the correct things, since it's up to you to reap what you decide to reap by what you sow. Seems like you would be wise and sow the right things, right? Do you know the kind of things that you need to be reaping in these days? It's grace. It's mercy. There's only two type of vessels at the end times. Vessels fitted for destruction, and then vessels fitted for mercy. So there's nobody that can say, hey, I'm a vessel of pure, unadulterated, clean, and pristineness because I've done this and I've done that in my life, and I've eaten like this and I've dressed like this my entire life, and I've kept this day holy my entire days from my youth all the way up. And you see these examples of the Bible of people who felt like they did the same thing. And what were they told? That they weren't perfect. And so it seems that man just can't understand that he needs to submit himself totally. Well, the master who you all say you love, didn't he do that? And you're all going to say yeah to me. But what good does it do for you to say yeah, but go along in your foolishness, forming your own wills for your own lives, thinking that you know what's best for you? How do you know what's best for you when you didn't make you? When you buy a car and something goes wrong on it, then you're going to take it to the dealership, and you're going to take it to the dealer that actually knows about the car. You're not going to take a Chevy to a Porsche dealership and ask them to fix the Chevy's issues. You're going to go to a Chevy dealership and have them fix it. Because they know about it, because they manufactured it. So it's the same thing with Abba. Since he manufactured you, he knows exactly what you need when you become defective, when you start to fall apart or wear out. He knows exactly what parts you need, and he can replace them because he's the manufacturer of them. But men go along with their own will, don't they? Since we're talking about a car, men go along driving on their own wheels, don't they? The wheels that they think look good on the car is the wheels that they put on it. But then the car doesn't drive well because those wheels don't go right on that car. They're not the right size. They don't fit. It's not even the right kind of tire. But you put it on because you like the way it looks and you think it's better. Now your alternator's gone out. And instead of going to the Chevy dealership or the Chevy parts place to get a replacement part, you go to a Porsche, like I said, dealership and say, hey, I need an alternator. They're going to say, we don't make alternators for Chevys. Yeah, but I need an alternator. Give me one. Go ahead and take it and try to put it in your car. Why do y'all do that? This is what I'm trying to say. Once you see what you're doing, you see the foolishness. Wait a minute. I'm trying to put a Porsche alternator in my Chevy, and I'm getting frustrated as I can't get it to work. I'm getting more and more and more upset trying to force it to work when it just doesn't. So why don't you submit to the will of the maker? Because you're rebellious, reprobate, hard-headed, hard-hearted, hard to hear, don't listen, ain't got no ears to hear. Everything is that I'm saying are actually quotes. You see that there? And so since this is the case, it's okay. See, that's what happens when the father walks in with the belt in his hand saying it's time for a whooping. The kid is going to scream. So then the inhabitants of the earth are going to get afraid because the father's going to walk in with the belt and he's going to whoop. And there's nothing you can do to change that. You had opportunity and a long ass time to prevent this ass whooping from coming. That's what it means about long suffering. Patient. You don't think Abba's patient? You don't think he's long suffering? You don't? Well, I'm here to tell you that he has been with the world. It's been a long time he's waited and kept his silence, but then he will break forth as a woman in travail who can no longer help but scream when that baby's coming. She could restrain and hold it together all that time. And yeah, until that ring of fire came time to push the baby out. Then she can't restrain anymore. That's like Abba. It's time for Jacob's world to be born. You see that? That's the only way any flesh can survive, is Jacob's world has to come, guys. You can get all up in arms all you want. You can love what y'all have done all you want. It isn't going to profit you. This world that's been built up, there's no safety in it. You see what I'm saying? But how many people will believe that what I'm saying is true? Not many. Only a few will actually see the perilousness of the days they're in and say, you know what? I need to escape these days that I'm in because there isn't any physical reprieve, comfort, or help that I shall find out there. So then how will I escape? And then when you hear the truth, will you believe it by faith? And I'm telling you what the truth is. I've told you all what the truth is. I've told you all how to escape it. So that proves that I love you. But if you judge an outward appearance, you'll never see me. Because you want me to appear a certain way to appeal to you. That's not what you need. You don't need any outward thing to appeal to you to save you, do you? The hell is wrong with people? They're on a boat. The boat gets hit by some waves. They fly off of the boat into the water. They can't swim. So when somebody throws the life ring out there for them to grab onto it, they say it doesn't look like it'll help me, so then I don't think it will. But it's designed to help you. I don't give a damn if you don't think it look. You better grab onto it or you'll just perish, won't you? So what did they do in the days of Noah? They all perished. Why? They didn't believe the life raft was what it was. They didn't think it could profit them anything because they had never seen anything like that. You see? We've never even heard of rain. So why would that thing he's making save us? Because you need to be saved from something you can't see. Abba, his judgment, he's invisible. He's a spirit. So everything that he do is done where? In a hidden, secret, unknown, invisible place. You see that there? So in order to be prepared to deal with it, you must go into the inner. That's what Yahusha taught us all to do. You all focusing on the outside, you're not even focusing on the inside. How did he say it? So that you guys don't think I'm just making up some stuff, I guess. How did he say it to you all? They indeed appear outwardly righteous unto men. They clean the outside of the cup and platter, but the inside, is it clean? And then you're going to hear him tell you that it's not. It's actually filthy and disgusting. So then what is everybody going along looking like? An outward clean, internally disgusting person. So then what does God judge? The outside and how you look? See how the grandson is just straight up trying to help y'all? But y'all keep thinking that, oh, that nigga ain't clean. Nobody's clean. So why do you think I'd be clean? I'd appear that way when he said they do. So then if I do, then I'm one of those they he warned you about. But if you're catching yourself not able to say that about me, to say, man, he doesn't outwardly appear righteous or clean or any damn thing. He doesn't outwardly appear like that. He doesn't sound righteous when he talk. Because no human being does. So why do y'all try to act like it? To appeal to men. That's the only reason y'all do it. And I'm here to pull the cloak off your shit. Because the shit disgusting to me. To see men think that they're clean. To see men think that they're something. You ain't shit. That's why you all need to submit your will. How did Abba tell you all to live on the earth at this time you're living in right now? Well, he also said you guys can't discern the times you're living in. He also said that. So if you can't discern the times you living in, then you don't know how you should be living in the time you in, do you? So when I ask that question, how should the whole wide world be living right now? What should be your answer? Because the scriptures told us, and the scripture also said that that's how we would live. By every word that the Father spoke. Well, he also gave you a warning on how to survive these days that you're in right now. He told you how. So how many of you know it? Now, let's see. When I start saying these things, let's see if you said that or you are finding it out from me. And then if you find it out from me, I want you to go and search the word diligently and see if you can confirm it. And if you can confirm it, then what does that tell you? That you had not heard the way from your pastors, from your preachers, from your teachers, from none of them. Did they tell you that at this time on the earth, you should be living as a pilgrim? Did they go further and tell you that at this time on the earth, if you have a business, you should deal with that business as though you won't make a profit from it? Did they tell you that? Did they say that if you're married, to live as though you won't even have any children to pass anything down to? Even if Allah blesses you with children, live like you don't. Don't try to set up trust funds. Don't try to build up a 401k. Don't try to build up a huge amount of savings for yourself, because it won't profit you in these days. What profits you is to have all things in common and do what he's always told us all to do. Read the book of Acts and see what he desires out of us. That we have all things in common. Is that the world you live in? You have to say no. You got to come out of there then. You can't just say, well, the whole wide world is going that way. I know God says we should have all things in common, but the whole world doesn't do that. So in order for me to live, I have to just do what the world does. You fucking coward. Is that how you're going to live your life? Based off of what the world says you should do? You're going to let men be true and let God be a liar when God said be a pilgrim? Do you know what a pilgrim does? A pilgrim travels from place to place. A pilgrim got one bag with a stick going through that shit with a couple of supplies in it. When Abba sent his son told his that he sent to not carry any script, don't carry no purse, don't take no extra clothes or none of that shit. So how many people live like that today? Now how the grandson live? So you know I ain't on no bullshit. I'm an example. I'm a living witness to show you. This is what Abba desires out of his children right now, is to live simple lives, to share the things that you have as one, to fulfill his royal commandment, which is that you love one another. Because if you add all the commandments up like math, what will the sum of it be? What will be your answer when you stand before the Father? I know the answer, and it's a very quick shortcut I could give you to the answer, so you ain't got to scratch your head, struggle, think all hard, or try to figure out what Abba wants. Abba wants you to love. That is what all his commandments are going to equal when you add them up. It's going to equal an equation that says love. That's all it's going to be there at the end. Because that's what he told us. All these things, if there be any commandments, it is summed up in this one saying. See, I don't play around with you. Why would I? If I'm a savior to save you and you're in the water drowning, what would I do? Bullshit around? Play games? Throw you some shit that ain't gonna help you? Like these other fake ass pastors that ain't been doing you no damn good. They ain't been telling you the Father's name. And no matter how many times I tell you guys to hold them to the fire, you just won't do it. You're too scared to do it, I guess. Y'all are too scared to save your own ass from these niggas. You rather than make merchandise of you. You rather laud them up, holding your hands toward them. Yes. Oh, wow. Look how God has blessed this person. What about you? You don't give a fuck about he's blessed you, huh? See how y'all don't care about I am? See how y'all don't care about the Father? But yet you say you do. You do that with your mouth, but what do you say about your heart? So the grandson ain't playing with you. Y'all inside ain't right because y'all want your own will. You have desires that you want. So then you can't keep the word of his patience. Y'all niggas can't do it. As soon as trouble hit, guess what y'all gonna do? Guess what you're gonna do as soon as trouble hit? You're gonna open your mouth. You're gonna cry out. You're gonna scream. What does the Bible say? Their hearts shall fail them for fear of what they shall what? See. I'm telling you how to not even see none of that shit that will make your heart fear, but yet you niggas don't even want to listen to that. You rather listen to some bullshit and watch some niggas shuck and jive with a $5,000 fucking jacket on with a stupid ass pair of glasses on his face that appeal to your fucking egos. Y'all are sick if you think that shit gonna save you in the day of judgment. How crazy y'all gotta be to fuss and fight and walk around in your egos, thinking that can't nobody tell me shit. I'm the one who tells everybody what they need to do. That's the problem with you, especially Israel. You walk around pointing your fingers at the whole wide world, telling people you better bless Israel or you won't be blessed. But you won't even bless yourselves in the name of the Father. You turn your back on the Father and you hate his son that he sent to you. So how do you show how you feel about God? Abba gonna break your will. I don't give a fuck who you think you are. Abba's gonna break you down to dust. He's gonna grind you to powder, just like his word says. And what are you gonna do in that day? Fight against God? Are you? You vain man, you have no power in your hands, but yet you're going to stand there and boast before God. Why? Because men have lauded you up as something? Because people think you something? You think their judgment of you is more powerful than God's judgment of you? Oh, vain man, indeed. Scratch my ears, grandson.
don't get all fired up and everything.
Why? Abba is a consuming fire. He consumes all the bullshit up off of you. That's the only way you can be made into an acceptable man. Did you read the Bible where it's told you that? Or you're just going to sit back and let men tell you what God said? Is that what you're going to do? Because men fucking lie. What did he tell you about the Pharisees, the Sadducees? Fast forward that shit to your day so you can understand what that means for you. It means niggas walking around talking about they know God. It means niggas walking around talking about they uphold the law of Moses. It means niggas walking around with fancy robes on. It means niggas walking around dipping their finger in some type of fucking so-called holy water, dipping that shit on somebody's forehead. It means somebody walking around cutting the foreskin off of little babies' penises. That's what it's talking about. And those are the same people y'all run to, put your babies in their arms. God hates them. And what do? You give your children to them. Read your Bible and read about Molech. And see if what I'm saying is just some cockamamie bullshit, or maybe I'm actually telling you niggas the truth at last. You've been so long without it, and it's had no fruit in the land because you niggas just refuse. You hate lies. You hate lies so much that a nigga will stand in front of you and will be the fucking devil himself. But if he wear what you like, you'll accept him. If he smells the way you think smell good, you will accept him. If he pull up drive or some shit you think is valuable, you will accept him. How valuable is that shit he pulled up in if it's all going to be burnt away with fervent heat, including the oxygen, the hydrogen, the aluminum, and every damn thing is going to be burnt with fervent heat, and you niggas think that your house is going to last through that kind of heat? You think the oxygen will be burnt up, but your house will last. You think your car will last, and your rims and shit, in your closet full of stupid, stinking ass, changeable apparel y'all love so much, even though Abba told you all. Let it not be the changeable apparel, the braiding of the hair, the wearing of costly jewelry and apparel to make people think you something. But let it be the hidden man of the heart. He's going to keep telling you to focus on your inner life because that is where you're hating people. It's not what you do outward, you damn fucking deceivers. You think because, oh, I hated that sister that talked all that shit when she was going out of the room. But when she came back in the room, I smiled and said, hey, sister, how you doing today? I've been thinking about you. You doing okay? You fucking hypocrites. The same word Yahusha used that he described when he was talking about them same people that feign that fake ass love. It's called feigned love. And then he told us don't have that kind of love. Have real love, fervent love, a strong love for your people. Israel, God damn, what is wrong with you people? Where you will literally just sit there, hear the truth, eat popcorn, look like a deer in the fucking headlights with your eyes all booked all out, waiting for the next entertaining thing and say, fuck the truth. I don't care about that. I'll throw that shit behind my back. Ain't no profit in here what that man got to say. I don't care what that man is saying. I know what I'm doing. All you niggas think you know what you're doing. The Bible says a man think his ways is right in his own damn eyes, but he got to get his eyes fucking plucked out because they offend him every fucking day. And what y'all should say, if your eye offends you, do what with it? See? But you niggas say you love him, but you don't do fucking things that he says to do. A father says, if you love me, then you will do what I tell you to do. But if you don't do what I tell you to do, then how do you prove to me that you love me and reverence me and respect me, son? Y'all may not like the way I'm talking. You may not like me. You may not like this. You may not like nothing about what I'm doing right now. And it's only because of your own damn ignorance is the reason why you can't accept it and you can't love it and can't receive it. It's only because your own hard heart. It's only because you'd rather hear the truth concerning yourself and do nothing about it than to hear the truth concerning yourself and make the changes necessary to not be guilty anymore. Y'all are so lazy and slothful, you won't do anything that Abba tells you to do to correct your own lives and come into his bosom where it's safe, to come into his bosom and stack up riches in heaven. All y'all think about is stacking up riches here on earth where moth and rust decays that shit, just like I told you that it will do. Oh no, grandson. It's important that we build up our life in this world. For what end? Because my way of thinking, unlike you guys, is I look at the end of a matter. So when somebody says, hey, let's do this, grandson, I see the end. Well, if the end of it is death, I ain't doing it. I don't give a fuck how tasty it is, how soft, smooth, supple, how good it look, how good this shit is attractive. I don't give a damn. If the end is death, I don't want no parts of that shit because it comes from the carnal mind. The carnal mind is death. Everything I want comes from the spiritual mind because God is a spirit, and they who worship the Father worship him in spirit and in truth. So it ain't no other way to worship the Father other than to worship him in spirit and in truth. Ain't that right, little flock? So spirit means invisible. So that's the internal world where Yahushua said the kingdom of heaven is at. The kingdom don't come with outward observation. He had to tell y'all that because y'all keep thinking the kingdom, in other words, the perfect state of being, the peaceful, happy state of being we all look for is called the kingdom. Y'all think y'all will find that by outward observation. You will not find it that way. You will only find it by going to the kingdom of heaven, which is within you. That's where it's at. I am is within you, the Spirit of the living God and the Son of the living God inside of you, sitting on that throne, residing, giving right thought down so the whole body has no schism in it, nothing broken, nothing out of joint, but everything together as one, echad. That's what the scripture says. But y'all don't want to do that, huh? You don't want to submit to his will because you don't believe that going his way, which is the humble route, which is the path of humility that few find. You don't think going that path will get you what you're looking for? Well, then eat up all that leaven them Pharisees been telling you, nigga. Go ahead and eat it on up. Because the master said, beware. But y'all seem to love it so much, then go ahead on and have it. Because you're going to have what you love.
Oh my God. What kind of preaching is this? I don't understand. This guy's got a demon.
Okay, did you say Yahushua got a demon?
Yeah, they did say he was the father, the prince of devils. He was Beelzebub. They did say that.
So then, thank you. The world hears its own. So what world are you from? Glitz, glamour, outward appearance, shiny chains, diamonds glistening, big mansions, and fancy cars. Is that the world you long to be a part of? Well, then you will never hear me, then will you? See how simple that is? And you see why I'm not offended that you don't hear me? I don't care if you don't hear me if you ain't of my world. Because I'm only going to be heard by those of the little flock, which are Yahushua's. They're the only ones that are going to hear and resonate. Everybody else going to skedaddle and run because y'all some pussies. You fucking dogs. Bitches, stay away from the flock. That's how I feel about the other world. How you feel about it? See, I know how to judge righteous judgment.
Oh God, he so loved the world.
Keep reading your Bible. Go all the way to Hebrews. Read the first chapter, the first and second verse. Read it.
Okay, it says worlds.
Does it say worlds with an S on it?
Yes, grandson.
So then what world is God talking about in John 3:16? Now that you have found out, since you kept reading every word that proceeded out of his mouth, you kept reading it and you found out that there's more than one. So which one does he love?
I don't know the difference between the two worlds.
I do. One's called Esau and one's called Jacob. Esau I hate, Jacob I love.
But those are just two men, grandson. Those don't represent worlds.
Did you keep reading God's word where it says, Esau is the end of the world. Jacob is it that followeth it.
Oh, shit. So then if Jacob is the world that follows and God loves Jacob, that's the world God loves.
See how the math is easy when you kept reading? You see it?
Oh, yeah. Grandson, you help me see.
But look how you hate me. Look how you don't like me. See how you reject me? So then how do you feel about Yahushua?
I love him.
So then why do you hate me? Because I'm going to tell you, just like Yahushua told you niggas, if you say you love me, then how do you say that if you hate my father? If you hate my father, you hate me because you hate he who the Father has sent. You hate God because you hate God's choice. So if you hate me, then you hate God because you hate who God chose to tell y'all this. You wanted God to choose somebody who could tell it to you smoothly. He won't do that. Read his words. He will not. Y'all want him to choose somebody that will appear the way you want him to. But yet his chosen, it is written about him that he has no outward beauty that appeal to y'all. So then how come y'all want him to have it if God's already told you he won't? I know you want yo preacher and shit to come high rolling and shit in the nice ass Rolls Royce and all this shit, wearing the nicest shit with a Rolex on his arm and everything. But Yahusha said, I come meek and lowly, riding upon the coat of an ass. So then why are you so surprised if I come lowly? Not caring about outward appearance. I don't care if I'm wearing the same old shit, guys. Obviously, it's been years. I'm still wearing it. Why? Because I'm a living sacrifice to prove it and show it to you, which makes me a gazing stock among people. People look at me and wonder as to why I'm not chasing vain bullshit. You're not old, man. You're not ugly. You're charismatic, man. You're handsome. You're gifted, grandson. You can do this. You can do that. You can do that. But what did he tell me? Fuck what you're saying about what I can do. What did he say? Fear God and keep his commandment. This the whole duty of men. So all the shit you tell me is duties that I should be doing with my life. Does it simply come down to what I just told you? Fear Abba and keep his commands? For this is the whole duty. And if it wasn't the whole duty, then how come he said it was? So if I need to submit myself to the whole duty of man, I need to give up my own will. That's simple. But men won't, because men like shit too much. They like having the money in the bag, like Judas. They like eating the steak and drinking the wine like Cypher. And when you like that kind of thing, that means you have your own desires. And when you have your own desire, God's desire for you comes secondary. That's just the way that it is. Now, do you think that's pleasing to God if he comes second in your life? Why do you think he said, if you don't love me more than all that other stuff that you laud up as important in your life, if you don't love me more than that, then you're not worthy of me. And then you read further and it says, anybody who has given up houses, who has given up land, who has given up family for my sake, children and everything, he shall get 100-fold. So wait a minute. People talk about the 100-fold. Oh, God's going to bless you with prosperity if you just sow into this ministry. While they talk about this and God's going to bless you, God's going to bless you. How come they didn't talk about you had to have lost it in order to get 100-fold worth more of it? You winning to lose what you think is so damn important? Because what you're losing is what you have accumulated based on your will. But what did Yahusha say? When he had to drink a cup that he didn't want to drink, he submitted himself and drank this shit anyway. What about you? Hell no. There's no way. I'm not giving up my earned money. Are you crazy? I'm not giving up my 6-bedroom house. You're crazy as hell to think I'd do that. I'm not selling my land and spreading it out so that the brotherhood can live and not starve to death. I'm not doing any of that. Well, then you'll just walk away sorrowful, claiming that you've kept God's commandments from your youth up. I like to point to that because there are people on the earth who think they keep God's commandments, but yet they will turn their back on their neighbor. So then you don't keep God's commandment. I don't give a fuck what you do. But yet when I say that loving your neighbor is fulfilling all the commandments that God said, people start trying to ask to do other shit other than that. No, I know it says love your neighbor, but that means loving your neighbor means to do like this and do that stuff and do this and do. I don't need you to tell me nothing about doing shit when all I gotta do is look in the kingdom of heaven, which is within me, and ask myself, what would I like? I don't need no man to tell me how to love my neighbors, you stupid ass baby's kids that don't know shit about brotherly love. Shut up talking to me. Shut your filthy mouths. You don't know nothing about love. If you did, you talk as though you knew. But you don't talk as though you know. You talk about every damn thing else but love. So shut your ass up and go to the back of the classroom. Those who speak about love will be exalted in the earth because that is what the world is in sore need of. More love. What do you think you need more of? More money? That's going to solve man's woes. Print more. Print more. When has it ever helped before? If so, will it help in the day of judgment? He says, gold and silver shall not deliver you on that day. So then I need something else to deliver me. But people that hear words like money is a defense, they don't hear the other part that says wisdom is a defense. So they get the money and they said, fuck the wisdom. But what did Solomon, the grandson, do? He said, give me that wisdom. And then he got the money and the wisdom because he asked for the more wealthier gift. But the world don't want wisdom. It want riches. And it think that getting riches is wisdom. All right. Well, then you didn't heed. That's all it means. You just didn't listen to the truth of the matter. You didn't hear. So whose fault is that? If I get this, then I'll have that peace I've been looking for. You only get the peace you're looking for by submitting yourself to the will of God because God is the author and the finisher. He wrote it. It didn't say you're the author of your life. Do it. But how many people live life as though they're the author of it? Most do. And that's their problems. So like I said, God gonna make them bend the knee. He gonna foot sweep you niggas like Bruce Lee. And as he foot sweeps you, you're gonna fall on your back in a puddle of stinking ass, muddy, dirty ass mire. And as you're laying there, wondering, bewildered, how the hell you hit the back of your head and got stars and birds going around your shit laying on the ground. While you're laying there thinking that shit, he's already up in the air coming down on your chest cavity to crush your heart, your lungs, and every damn other organ you got in there that you've been wasting. He gonna crush that shit down to powder and your ass gonna be sitting there going, I can't breathe. I know you can't breathe because you can't do anything without the spirit within you. You dumbass niggas that chase after bullshit instead. Oh my God, man. You make me mad when you talk. I wonder why. I wonder why y'all take up stones. I told you, did the people ever take up stones when Yahusha talked? Did they take up stones more than once when he talked? Okay then. So then what should they do when I talk? But look how y'all too scared. Y'all are too scared to say things that will make people whip out a stone. When you know them fucking stones can't touch you, you don't give a fuck about them whipping them damn stones. Pull your stones out at me and throw them bitches. Throw them publicly so everybody can see it. You don't agree with what I'm saying? You don't agree with how I'm talking? You don't agree with who I am? Then make it known so I can blast your ass back to the dust where you came from. Because that's all I'm going to do with this thing that's on my face called my mouth. Because out of it goes a mighty weapon. And if you think that it don't, step up there and fight with it then. Step up and fight. And show God how vain you are. Show God what happens when you seek to touch his anointed. Go ahead and show God what happens. God's not playing with y'all. But y'all pride gonna make him think you are. Well, he said your pride deceived your dumb ass. But if you don't have any pride, can you be deceived? So look who the deceiver is looking for. He can only deceive those who have pride. And if it were not for his grace, even the elect would be deceived. Why? That means he would be prideful too. But he knows from where he get his strength. What about y'all? Where's your strength come from? You? When you woke up this morning, what took place in your house while you were asleep? Y'all niggas don't even know it. You don't even know what took place that night in your house while you were asleep. But yet, you're more powerful than God and can foot sweep God and thwart God's plans. Stop playing with him. You can't do shit. So if he authored your life, what can you do to thwart his plan? Nothing. So then why try to? Pride is the only reason why you try, correct? That's right. That's right. And it's really just that simple, little flock. It ain't nothing hard or strenuous or you nigga gotta pull some teeth to try to understand what's going on here. It ain't hard at all to understand if you ask me. If you submit yourself to God's will, then you are literally have fallen into his hands. Well, that means that you're now exhibiting faith. You now are showing God loves you by how you live. You live peacefully, calmly, in a restful state 24/7 every day, because that's what rest was granted for. That's what comfort was granted for you to be able to finally rest from your own toil, from your own stress. Well, what did Yahushua mean when he say, cast your cares upon me? Y'all still are trying to hold on to your cares and figure them out. Then you're not casting them. So then are you listening to him once again? No. Y'all are so stressed out about your life, you're proving you don't cast your care upon him. Cast means throw. So when some shit come on me, I'll be like, get that shit off me. Shit, y'all should take that. Them niggas crazy. They trying to put a burden on me. I don't belong to them. Your yoke belongs on my collarbone. So that's all I'm going to carry. Because it's easy and light. These niggas want to put some heavy burdens that they themselves won't even lift. Look how the scriptures just pour out when you know them. And when you can discern the scriptures and understand them because the Spirit be with you, then when you look out into the world, then you know you're not about to get foot swept by no fake ass wannabe ninja out here trying to jump through the shadows. You're going to shine the light on his dumb ass where his little sneaky little ninja outfit, ninja Gaiden outfit didn't hide that nigga not one damn bit. You're exposed. I got the light shining on your dumb ass. So pull your stupid little mask off, dumb ass. What's the point of trying to keep it on when I can see your ass sitting right there? You want me to form some type of desire. I hope y'all can hear this part. See, because you'll be wise if you can get what the grandson telling you right now. The enemy wants you to have a desire so that he can seek to artificially give you the fulfillment of it. I hope you can hear me. But when your desire is to do the will of the Father, then you can't be deceived. But how many desires do men have in their heart that are selfish? You know it. Look in your own heart and see. Look in your own heart and see how you have to have everything for yourself taken care of before you can even be kind to somebody else. Let you not be able to pay your bills, let you not have no food in your refrigerator, let you have no gas in your car, let your stomach be growling like a son of a bitch you ain't ate in days, and you don't know how the hell your next day is going to even happen for you. And then let's see how kind you are to people. See? Then we'll see where your faith is at. See, a person who's in that case is going, Abba will provide for me. They never leave. That's why I say you eternally rest in that state. I am taken care of. When should I leave that? For people that say that the Shabbat isn't eternal and it's only like one day out of every week, and I say the Shabbat is every day. People that don't agree with that, I've heard a man say that's a lie when I said that. That's a lie. It's on the seventh day, man. Okay, but there's an eternal rest. And once you enter it, once you are in it, you don't have to leave anymore. And like things like I am provided. Now I want to ask you, when should I leave that restful, calm state of being? When should I leave that? I am provided for is the house. Now, if I leave that, then it's I'm not provided for. I am afraid. I am hungry. I am lacking. Is the other houses that will crumble and fall with me in it if I go into them. But the house that shall always stand is I am provided for. So then I should go in that house and stay there and never leave, no matter what the circumstances look like. But y'all are faithless. So when the circumstance changes, you change the house you live in. See? But I don't. Because he already told me it won't fall. It's founded on a solid rock. And the wind and waves will beat against the house. How come y'all don't hear that part? That it's going to be beat against. If you knew that, then when it gets beat against, you would say, not leaving. It's not going to fall. I'm provided for. I am well taken care of because I am loved of the Father. He loved me more than a whole flock of sparrows, man. His eye is ever on me. So since that's the case, it's on me right now. He knows what I need before I even tell him the issues I have. So there's no need in even telling him the issues I have. I might as well just assume that the issues are taken care of. Always be like that. Should I leave that state of being? You tell me I should. Go ahead. The all hearing ears here. Tell me I should leave that state of being for any reason. Go ahead and tell me I should. But you can't. So then should I eternally rest? Or should I sometimes rest and then every other 6 days of the week panic and worry about my bills? Or should I assume that I'm provided for every day? What should I do? See, you guys can't play with me because I'm not playing with you. It's really simple. You can't screw with the truth. Why try to? I have a whack-a-mole hammer. I don't lie when I say these things. I have a Cinderella shoe launcher and a whack-a-mole hammer. The Cinderella shoe launcher is to expose all the hypocrites. That's what it does. And the whack-a-mole hammer is to smack down anything that exalts itself against the truth. You can't. I will whack your ass down before you can even try to come up. So there's just no reason to try, I'd say. But you're going to try anyway. Stars and birds coming. You got stars and birds going around your head. You got stars and birds going around your head. You got stars and birds going around your head. Now that nigga looking like he about to be dead. See? You see? Submit yourself to the will of the Father, and then you can rest. Because you know that the Father loves you. No. I know the Father loves me, but it's getting close to the water, grandson. I'm nervous, man. What house are you in? Why are you nervous? You're nervous, you said. Why? Yahusha said, don't be. He did, grandson? Take no thought for your life. Take no thought translates, don't worry. So, are you worried if you become afraid? Yeah. So then you're not doing what you were told to do, are you? Now, if you don't worry, but yet you become calm, aren't you resting? Yeah. Aren't you in Shabbat, which means whole, complete, and calm? Perfect. Isn't that what that word means? Yes, it does. See how you are when you take the Father's name in truth? I am safe. But I know that, grandson. I know what you're saying, but it doesn't look safe, man. They're going to get me. What are you looking with? My eyes. Does God judge by the seeing of his eyes? No, but I do. I'm just a human, grandson. I do. Well, what does the Bible say about that? Men do that, but God doesn't. So judge righteous judgment. What did Yahushua say? Men judge the outward appearance, but judge righteous judgment. So then if you're told to judge righteous judgment, don't you think your knees need to stop shaking and you need to just judge righteously concerning the circumstance? Okay, so that means don't use my eyes. That means when it looks scary, that means it's not, grandson? That's what I'm trying to tell you. Just looks that way. God, y'all think because something looks like it, it is? Y'all think because something sounds scary, it is scary? I think something is what Abba says it is. That's all I think. I don't think anything else other than that. When my mind starts to think it, I automatically know it's the carnal mind. So I ignore it. I don't pay it any attention. I let it go on past with its dumb shit like a breeze. And then when it's done blowing its little wave, I just go and sit out there back on the porch again, like you do when a storm passes by your house. You sit up there and drink your mint julep and chillin' again. Because it can't knock the house down. Yahushua told me that. I believe him. So shall the Son of Man find faith in the Father's will for humanity and how it should be saved? Will they have faith in that saving grace that has been offered to them, which is to keep the word of his patience? You cannot talk to the deceiver and win. You must resist the deceiver. And how do you resist him? Here goes the deceiver. Shaggy, he goat ass, stinking ass devil. Here he goes. Hey, grandson. Hey, wouldn't it be cool if we became famous and we were on TV all over the world? Wouldn't that be great? It's the grandson. Hey, grandson, do you hear me talking to you? Anything I say can and will be used against me in the court of law. So then I ain't talking to you so that you can accuse me of anything. You're the accuser. Why would I talk to you? You guys don't know that about mundane life when you live here? That if you talk to the cops, they're going to use it against you. They told you that. So then why talk to them thinking they're going to use it to help you? Because you're stupid as fuck and don't have knowledge, and therefore you're destroyed. Now, once you grow up and realize the level of stupidity it is to talk to your enemy that told you I will use your talking against you, once you realize how stupid and fearful that is, then you will talk just like me and you will say, that shit is stupid as fuck. You just ain't there yet. You just are not disgusted by stupidity yet, but I am. I am. So when you are, then you'll understand and you won't judge me instead of judging the thing I'm speaking about. That's stupid. You're going to hear me go, it's fucking stupid, and go, see? Look how he talks. God's servant wouldn't talk that way. How the fuck do you know that? When have you ever ate dinner with a table full of God's servants from heaven? When have you ever done it? When have you yourself been called forth out of the world to be God's servant? Because if you say you have, then I'm going to ask you a couple of questions and let's just see if you can stand the flame that I'm going to throw on you. Because I'm an actual servant of Abba. So I know exactly the process of how you're taken out of the world, how you're transformed and changed into a new creature that no longer judges the way you used to. So when you come judging the way you used to, I know you're not transformed. And so to me, you're nothing but an old stankin' ass rag that need to be cleaned up and transformed into something worth of a value. Because as long as you're that rag that you are, you have no value. You're just a clanging cymbal, talking some shit, judging wrong. God's servants dress like this. Okay, I want to ask all of you right now. God's servant would dress like what? What would he dress like? And see, a lot of people of the world, they're going to tell you an idea that they were sold by men. Well, Jesus Christ, he looked like a man who had on a white garment with a blue sash going across his tunic, and he had his hair flowing down the side of his temples down, and flowing locks of beautiful hair. And he had a beard that wenteth forth in an angle down from the side like this here. And in his eyes he had such compassion and love that exuded forth from his eyes. And as he strutted forth, he had on a certain sandal with a golden latchel across that no man could latch when he walketh forth. And when he came before the people, he held his arms in such a way and put his fingers like this as he articulated his words, and we beheld him. Bullshit is what that is, if you ask me, because he doesn't come with outward appearance. So everything you said got to do with how it look on the outside. That's why men go with their own will, because they want to look good on the outside. Look at the songs they sing. I look good. Every song they sing is about how good they think they look. I got on these jeans. I got on these shoes. I'm rocking this chain. So what you gonna do? I got on this hat. I'll beat you with this bat. I'll shoot you with this gat. So what you gonna do? I'll fuck your bitch from the back. I won't even wear no condom because that bitch gonna get pregnant and then I'm gonna leave him on the street with her. Look at this dumbass shit we gotta listen to every fucking day long. Committing adultery, killing, rocking nice fashions, you guys think that it is, rocking fashion, having money stacked to the ceiling. How many people got to do that and end up dead for you to see that's what happens when you chase that shit? You die. And then these niggas sing songs, "Well, the young always gotta die. Well, the young gotta die." Because they chasing vanity. They chasing the carnal mind. And that's all you do when you chase it. The carnal mind is death. The carnal mind only wants mammon. So when I told you guys earlier about that desire that you have in your heart, it's about for some mammon. So then that God come offering it to you. And so since you want it, you're going to go for it. And when you go for it, you forgot God's will for your life. God might have said, I want you to have this and wear this and walk like that and go here and be there. But you don't listen to his will. So you don't do anything that he told you. You don't wear what he told you. You don't walk the way he told you. You don't eat the way he told you. You won't talk the way he told you because you're too scared of what men think. I don't care. Men say, grandson, you shouldn't talk that way. I don't care. If I wasn't supposed to talk this way, God would have told me that. How come he doesn't and he won't? But you keep telling me. But God never tells me that. How come? Because maybe look, guys, I understand. Because you're carnal. And because you're carnal, you're going to judge that way. Don't use bad words. That's the carnal mind talking to you. You think it's good. It's not. Don't use bad words when you talk. What else the carnal mind says? Don't sag your pants. Say thank you. Say you're welcome. Hold the door when you're walking in for the person behind you. When somebody's going through something, put your hand on their shoulder and say it'll be okay. All of that is to be conceived to be righteous to people. That's why they do it. See? Because can a wicked ass man do everything I just described to you? Yes. As a matter of fact, that's what they do. Everybody want to talk about what's going on. Oh my God, T.D. Jakes, he had an issue at church. Everybody's talking about that as if it even is what it is. How you know that nigga ain't faking? How you know? He does everything else he does to be seen of men. So how you know he ain't doing that to be seen of men? I'm not saying he is. I'm saying how you know he ain't. He did everything else in his life to be seen of men. To appear righteous unto men. Look how he talketh. He doesn't use any cuss words. He's such a great orator. Now look at what they're saying about this same person. So cleaning up your speech, cleaning up your bishop robe, cleaning up your name and your title, cleaning up your congregation, how you present before them, doesn't make you righteous before God. So then why are you wasting your time doing lesser matters instead of the weightier matters, which are judgment, mercy, and faith? Could it be because you love mammon too much? Could it be because you love the praise of men? Could it be because of vainglory? Well, that's what God's shattering. So then if you're in it, you will get shattered. I don't care who you are. Don't care who you are. Laugh now. You'll weep later. Grandson didn't know what he's talking about. I've been doing it for 20 years. I'll get away with it. Yeah, a man told me I've been a preacher of God for over 20 years, and I have been slicing and dicing everybody that come before me. A man literally told me that. And the reason he told me that is because I asked him a question about the Bible he couldn't answer. I said, who was the man whose name is the brand? And the man said I was blaspheming. Hey, you're blaspheming, man. You got more than one God. He just start going off the deep end. I said, well, I don't know about all that. I'm just asking you a question. Who's the man whose name is the branch? That's all I'm asking you. That's all I'm asking. And that man's no longer alive anymore. I've been preaching for 20 years. Nobody has come against me. That's what he said to me. Well, then what happened when I asked you the question you couldn't answer and then you died? Why is that? Because you had too much fucking pride. You talking to me was your opportunity to repent, to submit to something that you didn't know. But because you had been preaching for 20 years and never said this to people, God was holding you to a task and saying, how come you never told anybody this? It's blasphemy. It's not true. Okay, well then you died. Now, what about that? It's still blasphemy and not true, and I'm a heretic, but your ass died. That's what I'm saying. That's pitiful if you ask me, guys. That's pitiful and sick that a man can't just say, you know what, guys, I've been in error for 30 years. Hey, guys, I've been wrong for 25 years. I have never, ever told you guys the name of the Father. Never actually told you what it was. And I never told you that you guys were taking it in vain, even though you all are every day, and I was too. I never told you guys that, but yet I preached for 30 years. You didn't preach nothing, nigga. You just reached. You tried to reach and be a preacher, nigga, but you ain't one. And you're getting exposed and hung out to dry. All of you are. And I'm glad of it. I'm glad you niggas are getting hung out to dry. Why would I be happy that some people pilfer in my family? Some people are robbing my people and spoiling my people. Why would that make me glad? It don't. But y'all being dealt with because of your pride do make me glad. It do make me happy, and it do make me rejoice. So for those who are willing to be glad, happy, and rejoice at the downfall of this world, you better be a part of the new world. First of all, you better know there is another world available to you, and that these two worlds are two different manner of people, quote, two different nations, quote. One shall be stronger than the other, quote. So what world is the stronger world? That world that believe like y'all? Oh, don't cuss when you talk. Don't do these unclean things. Don't eat that food. Don't do that on that day. That shit ain't working to please God, guys. God judgment is still coming. So what the fuck do you think you can do to stop it? You can't. All you can do at this point is submit and humble yourself. Not do something. Submit and humble yourself that you can't do nothing. That's what you're supposed to do. Not my will. I don't even want to try because I believe if I try, I'll ruin it. My mind cannot do it. Abba, your mind can. So lead this. Lead me. Guide me. Fortify me, strengthen me, and be my high tower in my life, Abba. I fall into your hands, and may you judge me, Father, and lead me. That's what it says. A sheep doesn't know which way to go, guys. Why y'all act like y'all sheep and y'all know which way to go? Why y'all acting like that? Pride. That's why. Nigga be in the car, driving. You're in the passenger seat like, I think that was the exit we were supposed to take. That nigga be like, no, I know it exactly. I know exactly how to get there. You guys ever been in a car with a guy like that? I have. I know exactly what I'm doing. Okay, well, if you know exactly what you're doing, you wouldn't have passed the exit. I didn't pass shit. I know exactly where to go. I'm taking a shortcut way. This nigga actually don't know where he's at. Fuck. Why won't he just stop and take some direction? Because he's prideful, and pride go before a fall. It make you do dumb shit. Pride makes you go further in error, guys. Can't you see what I'm saying? You're already driving the wrong way. But when you're told you're going the wrong way, like this message today, you go further the wrong way, slapping the hand away, saying, I don't need to stop for help. I don't need to get any directions because I know, but you don't. You're going the wrong way. And now we got to drive way out of the way, tear the car up, run out of gas and every damn thing and be stranded for extra hours, go through extra discomfort, all because you weren't willing to say, which way is the right way? And the person goes right there. And then you just simply follow their order. You're too prideful to do that. So we all got to suffer in the car now. That's the way the world is. The whole damn world is suffering because of pride. Thinking y'all know which way y'all is going. Y'all all about to crash. So I've done my part. Didn't y'all all hear it? Humble yourself to the will of Abba and pray this prayer. Abba, your will be done in me. And let that be the end of your prayer and go on living. But you can't because you want things. And when you want things, the deceiver going to come offer it to you. But when you want the will of the Father, he can't offer you shit. He can't give you the will of the Father. He's not going to come to you and say, you know what? Love your neighbors as you love yourself. That's what you do to please the Father. How come he doesn't ever tell you that? When you go have sex with another man's wife, how come the deceiver doesn't say to you, love your neighbor as you love yourself? Now go ahead on and commit adultery, man. Go ahead. Because if you hear that, then the likelihood of you going ahead on and doing it really shows the state of your heart once you hear that. Wait a minute. Love my neighbor as I love myself. So now, if I go and lay with this brother's wife while he's gone, and I actually get away with it and everything, we have a good ass time. I'm making love to his woman, busted a nut all up in her and every damn thing, and then walked away. That means that that's what I want somebody to do to the love of my life. Now, is that what I want somebody to do to my wife? Of course not. Guys, y'all know that. So then that makes what you do simple. That's the commandment. But y'all can't seem to submit to that. So you cheat. So you rob. So you steal. And that's why you break every commandment that Moses gave you. It is because you can't understand the greater commandment, which is that you love one another. If you understood that, you would have no need for those other commandments. Those commandments were not written for the righteous. They're written for the sinner, nigga. Don't steal. A righteous man doesn't need to be popped on his hand and told that. The right thinking man says, if I steal that from him, then what I have will be stolen from me. I don't want my things stolen from me, so then I won't steal from him because I keep the commandment. And if you go through life doing that, do you think God is going to be displeased with you if you spent your effort and every day doing that? But if I covet, then am I actually keeping the commandments of God? No. Am I actually loving anybody if I covet from them? No. No, I'm not. So it's not hard to understand. It's about being grace. So I give myself limitless grace. So then what do I give to other people? See how easy it is? Now, why? Because he said, forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those. I'm forgiving those their trespasses because I want, my desire is to be forgiven. When I trespass, I am guaranteeing I will be by forgiving my neighbor when he trespasses me. That's the math that I'm doing every day. You guys ain't doing that math, then you ain't doing shit. Everything else you doing is vain. That's what I'm here to tell you, because this shit's about to be over real quick, fast, and in a hurry. God's tired. He's sick of it. These days that go by only become worse and worse. There's only more deception, more tunneling under the fucking ground, funneling all your little fucking kids that you robbed, spoiled, and stolen, and bought from the poor, and taken from the poor, and taken from the wayside and the gutters that they were in, and all of this man merchandise you guys have done on this earth. You're just continuing it. You're just finding out more slick ways to do it. Y'all are just finding out more sinister ways to invent evil, and God gonna bonk y'all all on the head as soon as you think you're safe and that there isn't any punishment for what you've all done. You're not getting out of this one. Told you, the belt is in the hand, ready to whoop. And he's stepping in the room. So I'm telling you, Daddy's stepping in the room to whoop. So the only way you got out of this is grace. That's the only way you're getting out, is mercy. Not your pride, not what you've done, not your works. Your works will not save you. Your pride will not save you. Nothing that you did while you were here will save you. Nothing that you ate will save you. Nothing you wore will save you. Nothing that you physically did will save you, because that's not where the kingdom of heaven is. It's within you. And God judges the heart. So it's what you do in there that matters. Yahushua said that. He made sure they knew it when he said, you commit adultery when you commit adultery in your heart. I want you to focus on your heart. So what you guys think you need to be focused on today is your heart submitted to the will of the Father. Your heart was made to love. Your heart was made to forgive. Your heart was made to be merciful. Your heart was made to be long-suffering. Your heart was made to be patient. Your heart was made to be kind. Your heart was made to hope all things. Your heart was made to bear all things. Your heart was made to conquer all things. But yet you're living life like you can't conquer shit. You're living life like you can't bear a damn thing. As soon as somebody says something that you don't like, or as soon as somebody does something you deem to be offensive, you can no longer keep the word of his patience, and you gotta open that big pie hole and start talking shit about how injustice this is, how wrong it is. Any of you niggas on this earth talk about how wrong something is that has happened to you. You just ain't looked in the mirror and checked the shit that you've done to other people already. Everything that happens to you is grace from God. When you think about what you've done, you too blind to see what you've done to people? To see the devastation that you've caused in the life of other people? Are you too blind to see that? You too prideful? When you wanted something so bad, you left somebody that cared about you without a second thought about them. You left them on the wayside. When you told them you'd be there for them, you left them to get some pussy one night. To go get some money, you sold your best friend out, nigga. Y'all don't talk to me about nothing when y'all can't get your heart right. Don't talk to me about the way I talk when y'all ain't doing shit right. Israel, who you think was gonna stand up for you? Somebody else? or your own. God said he would rise up one of your own. And what do you guys do? You look for somebody from somewhere else to come check you. Ain't nobody about to check you like your own gonna check you. And how do you feel about them when they check you? Oh yeah, you hate him who speak up right. You hate him that rebuke in the gate. Well, I'm gonna rebuke and rebuke and rebuke and tell you that it's too fucking late for you niggas. So pick your stones up, cast your venom, fill your stinking nasty ass cups to the full, you wicked ass Jezebels and fucking Bebe's kids. Fill your cup to the full, because Abba gonna make you drink every last drag. All that nasty sediment shit that come to the bottom of your cup, nigga, he gonna make you drink that too. The cup of pride and the cup of vanity. You shall drink it to the full. And woe unto all of you who take a drink of that cup. When you could have took the cup that Yahusha had in his hand when he said, this is my blood. Drink it in remembrance of me. Take my words. Keep them in the forefront, in the frontlets of your mind and of your hearts every day. And if you do that, then you have become one with me, and you've eaten my body, and you've drunken my blood. And now you're one with me. And now you will speak as me, which is pure unadulterated truth of love. And you will bypass anything that seeks to hold love down from expressing itself purely. Y'all don't understand pure? To the little flock, I've told you. Prepare your hearts and minds right now, little flock of layers, and I'm not playing with you. Because I have showed you, and I have proven it to you, that you will be stripped bare down. Job had to go through it, and it was your example to read that and look at the end of Job, like the grandson keep telling you, because if you don't look at the end, then when this thing happens to you, you won't have any hope. But love hopes all things. So if you bear love in your heart, you will overcome and conquer any damn thing. And I'm telling you this from the bottom of my heart because I love you, my people. Submit yourself to his will today and be saved, Israel. And you who do not submit yourselves, then you shall be damned. And that just is what it is. Don't be mad at me for telling you the truth of chasing after your vanity and your vexation of spirit. It's not a good thing to vex the spirit, for the spirit cometh from the Father. So if you vex in the spirit, who are you vexing? You're vexing the life and the peace that's available to you. All day long, I extend my hands, but you would not allow. So it's not about the lover. It's about the one who believe a lie of I am unlovable. That is the problem with this world. Y'all truly believe y'all are unlovable until y'all manifest things around you that make people so-called love you. Now I'm able to be loved because I have all my things in order and I live in a nice neighborhood. I live in a nice car and drive a nice car. And now I'm above my peers. So now I deserve to be loved. I paid all my bills. I did everything right. I went to work on time and clocked in and never had a day late or anything. I didn't even take a sick day. So now I'm worthy to be loved. Take the Lord's name in vain all you want. I'm going to take his name in truth from this day and forevermore. Still one Mr.